Micah Tisbe, and I am here today to do a walkthrough about the app that I developed called Bon Appetit. So, Bon Appetit is a meal API database, is a meal generating app that is used, that is created using the Python program and the Python library called tkinter, which lets you create applications. So the information gathered from the data information gathered inside the application is fetched and gotten from the meal API database called meal API DB. So this is where all the meal information comes from. So as soon as you run the program, it shows the first frame, which is the main menu of the app. So here in the main menu, it shows four buttons, which lets you to the main page, shows you the app information, lets you stop or play the music if you want to, and the last one lets you end the application. So in order to hear my voice, I will be stopping the music for now so that you can be able to hear me better. So as soon as you press the button over here, it lets you go to it navigates to the second page, wherein three buttons are shown. The first button lets you search a meal. Here in the entry widget, uh, it lets you type in any meal. So, for example, if we type sushi, oops, the spelling is wrong, so we have to be careful with that. When you search sushi, it will display the meal details of sushi. It shows the meal name, the category, area of origin, the cooking instructions, and yeah, as well as a image that shows sushi. So if we try another one, for example, dumplings, dumplings, if we press the search button, it also displays dumplings. It displays the same thing. So the meal's name, category, area, and cooking instructions, as well as the image to display the certain meal. But for example, in case someone inputs an invalid uh, string, for example, we type in numbers or symbols. If we press the search button, it will display an error message saying that no meal is found, and will tell you to type in a different meal name. So if you try another one that is correct, for example, spaghetti, again, oh, I did not search that before. So if I try spaghetti, it works again. So it displays the meal correctly and its image. So if we go back and try the second option navigates you to the fourth frame, which is the last frame, that lets you generate random meals. So every time you press this button, it displays random meals for you. As it's the same thing, it displays the meal's name, category, area, and cooking instructions, and the image. So every time you press the button, it gives you another set of information. So if you go back, and when you go back again, it leads you to where we started. So if we try other buttons such as app information, it shows you a message box widget. that displays the app's information. So it says that, welcome to Bon Appetit, a simple desktop application filled with meals. Press the main page to discover meals. Enjoy and Bon Appetit. Okay. Then, if you want to play the music again, you can just play. You can just press the button to play. Then stop if you're bored. So, uh, again, the quit button to quit the application. So now that the walkthrough is over, now we will be moving on to the app's technical description. So for the app's technical description, if it focuses on the app's program itself. So if we go to the app's program, the technical execution of the Bon Appetit app consists of multiple crucial elements, such as GUI implementation, API incorporation, which is the meal API we use to get the meal information from. Then visual display of images, the images we displayed, and music incorporation. These components are combined all together to provide an enhanced user experience. So, first of all, we will be talking about the GUI implemented. The GUI, which stands for Graphical User Interface, is implemented, which is created using the Python library called tkinter, which is shown over here. We have imported the tkinter library. Oops, I made. We have imported the tkinter library here in our program so that we could be able to make our application. So the tkinter library is especially used to develop apps such as Bon Appetit. So the app consists of 4 individual frames. The first frame is the first page we saw, which is the main frame. Which this main frame program is located over here, which is called frame 1. Frame 1 is shown here, which includes the frame's image, the background image, and the widgets shown here. And as the second menu frame, which is called main frame, also here, the search meal portion found here, called the search frame, the random meal generator, which is found here and is found at the bottom of the program. Excuse me. Then after that, the function used to be able to let the user navigate through between the different frames is used over here, called shift frame. The shift frame function is called within the buttons used, so that every time you press the go back or press any button, it leads you to another frame. So that is why. Then the app's program includes main functional features such as a meal display over here, found here. The meal display is used to display every meal data. So as you can see here, the meal item, category, area, instruction, and image is imported from the API URL set here. For the thumbnail to be displayed is shown here, as well as the text, the meal details displayed as text found in the result box, which is the box wherein the details are are stored in and displayed. So that is the meal display function, which displays the information. The meal search function, which is called get meal, allows you to search a certain meal name, and after inputting a meal name, the program fetches information from the API URL, and then transfers and retrieves the information, displays it in the widgets shown, which is found here within the search frame using the function getMeal. So here in the getMeal, again it lets you search a meal, then according to the meal you have inputted in the entry widget, it displays the details relevant to it. So that's about it for the get meal function. And the random meal generator, which is found here, called get random, lets you retrieve random meal data from the API URL called random URL, which is stored here in the bracket. Again, requests are sent to the API's endpoint, and then retrieves the information, the random meal information, to be displayed over there in the random frame. So the meal is accompanied with its specific details, again, which includes the meal's name, the meal's category, the area of origin, the instructions, and an image. Included for both the meal functions getMeal and getRandom. Minor functions include music toggling, which lets you control the music by toggling on the button displayed. So you can see here wherein the toggle BGM is placed, and the navigator function called shift frame that lets you navigate through the different frames inside the application, as well as the quit function called close that lets you quit the application. As the Bon Appetit app makes use of the Meal API DB to retrieve its meal data, the request library, for example over here, the request library shown here, and which is also imported at the top. Requests are imported to be able to make messages to the API. So the Bon Appetit app makes use of the Meal API database to retrieve meal data. The request library allows the app to send HTTP GET inquiries to the API's endpoint. So the API responses are brought back in JSON form for analyzing in order to take any related information from the meal searched. So only relevant information is taken according to what the user has inputted in the entry widget, the entry. So yes, throughout this app, images are used to give a sense of visual appeal for the users. Meal images are retrieved from the URLs implemented in the API feedback. So for the meal images, for example here, thumbnail is used for that, which is found here in the if condition. The image library called Pillow, which is PIL, converts the image's binary content, the binary content into a format suitable for Python to showcase, such as here. It is converted into a format that is compatible to Python. So over here, the images are resized to guarantee great fitting within the app size frame. This is done using the algorithm image resampling LANCZOS, which is very hard to pronounce. Oops. Yes, that offers high quality resizing. So it resizes it in HD. And for the other function, the app's background music over here feature is applied using the library Pygame over here. This is also imported in order to be used, which allows sounds to be used inside the tkinter app. Within the app, the attribute Pygame Mixer is specifically used for this BGM feature. To be able to toggle the music, a conditional statement is made to either stop the music, for instance, Pygame Mixer music stop, to stop the music, and for playing the music, Pygame Mixer music play is written here to play the music. So for the other parts of this code, such as the icons, the icon photo is used to display your image path into to your application's icon. So for my app, that is about it. That is what is used to make my app. And one more thing, since the app is, if we try again searching something, it displays the details, and every time you search if you put a new entry, again sushi, it deletes the current details shown and inserts a new detail that is relevant to the new entry that you have inputted to this function. So the reason why this happens is using the delete attribute and the insert attribute, which deletes the old details and adds in the new details. So again, Bon Appetit is a app wherein makes use of the tkinter library and makes use of the meal API database to fetch its meal information from and to display these meal details, to display the meal details. And it is a fun app, very simple code, although it does need a lot of improvement, but I am content with what I have created. So that is about it for my technical description and walkthrough. Thank you and God bless.